Good evening. My name is Masha and I am a student teacher here at Stadio. My student number is 232084788. So the content area of today is development of the self. The subject is life orientation. The grade is grade 10 and the lesson topic is coping with change. So I chose this topic because grade 10 learners are going through a lot of changes in their lives. So it is important to teach them how to cope with that change, because if ever they don't cope with that change, they will end up not doing well in class, or rather not coping with change. And from history we've learned that if someone else can cope with change, they end up going to substances abuse. So we are trying to avoid that as teachers with this topic. So some of the changes that these learners are going through is being in a new class, the death of a loved one, um, a teacher changing schools or them changing schools, a new environment. So it is important for them to know how to deal with this change in their lives. Very important, because as I've said, if they can't cope, they will struggle. They will struggle, and it's hard time they know how to cope with these changes, because change is forever constant. Pardon me. Um, So one of the skills that I will be teaching these learners is applying coping mechanisms. They have to know the coping mechanisms in order for them to be able to cope with the change. Some of the coping mechanisms include listening to the music that they love. It's very important. Communication. Communication is the key point of our lesson plan today, because these learners their closest support system is their friends. So they have to acknowledge the value of their friends, the value of their parents, and the value of their teachers as their support system, who will support them in order to be able to cope with the change. Um, Taking a walk, exercising, these are some of the things that will help the learners to cope with change. Another skill that they will learn in this topic is being able to identify the change that is happening in their life. Being able to identify that change will mean that they will be able to cope with that change. Um, those are one of the things that I want them to learn. So I'll just go to the class and then be open-minded, give them a chance to learn and guide them. Thank you so much, and thank you for hearing me out. Bye.